If you're here, like and subscribe. This does not need to be this loud. Turn this off. All right, we got that. You got this. Let's see if this will work. Is this on? Yay! Yay, you're on. Awesome. Come on. God, why does it do that? Anyways, hopefully we're good. That's weird. Oh, what's going on? Jose, you beat my guy to the punch. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. What's good, bro? How is the ice over here? Over there. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can turn around a little bit. Bam. Yeah. That's the crib and that's the ice. Yeah, that's the ice on the crib. But we doing good. We doing good. All right. So, bro, I ask you to do one thing if you can. Like, you already subscribe, and I want to say I appreciate you. All right. Hopefully, again, you can hear me. If not, I'll try to adjust my screen. Let me put that as a pin. A quick pin message. All right. I can hear you. All right, cool. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, man. So the reason why I want to do this live today is because new calendar year, new equipment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And also, we're gonna try to do a live every day around these times. If you don't see me, I need to try to do it like around nighttime, right? Yeah. So, yikes. My headphones just said goodbye. And, well, either way, I'll find a way to pull over somewhere. Let me pull over here real quick. All right, there it is. All right, distinct performance. What is good, player? What is good? This thing just said goodbye. So I don't know if it's on or not. You can still hear me because the microphone, but let me just put this one on. Hold on 1 second. All right, cool. All right. So give me a second. Just trying to fix my audio. All right. Okay, cool. We good. So All right. Yo, distinct performance. I was supposed to leave a little earlier, but I had to shovel, and that caused me to be a little late. But guess what I got? Guess what I got? Oh yeah. And also, all right, I gotta pause real quick because I'm at a standstill. All right, cool. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Also, guess what I got? Yeah, my guy. I can't mail it for you right now, but what I can do is leave it in the car tomorrow. I'm probably gonna try to leave a little earlier and get it to you. Again, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Don't go. Pardon me. 9.3. Excuse me. You know where it's at. All right. So take your time, bro. No rush. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. But like I said, I got it, and you getting it. We don't need to discuss any more further details. Know what I mean? But brother, man, hey, my guy, you about to? Because here's the thing that's happening right now. So before I start talking about the Canon T-20, lock and load, sublimation monster, about to throw it in the shop. Orders coming in. Know what I mean? Yeah, you know where it's at. You know where it's at. Like Daphne on that video I sent you. You know what I mean? Hey. Yo, Jose knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. So, oh, there goes Amazon right here. My guys. Oh, I love Amazon. Yo, I don't care what anybody say about Amazon. The haters. Know what I mean? Talking about some, oh, nobody heat press from Amazon is gonna die on you. Oh. Bro, if your heat press from Amazon dies on you, that's good. Because you getting it in. What do you think is gonna happen when you buy heat press from other companies and you're working it go bad? And here's another thing. If you're working your heat press and it's at least within a year to 2 years, right? Amazon has this thing where you can add what's that thing called? Warranty on it. So get the flock out of here. Shoot. Y'all better banana split yourselves. Know what I mean? Because here's the thing. When you are able to use these heat presses the way you're supposed to, you're not treating it like it's a piece of junk. You know what I'm saying? You're giving it the proper wattage. For example, I have a 16x20 heat press. I barely use that thing. Why? Because I need to have a dedicated heat I said I would not say and too much. It's supposed to have its own dedicated circuit outlet, and you can't use any other outlet. I mean, you can't use that outlet while you're using it. You know what I'm saying? That's right. They all break down. Oh, yes. Yeah, so because of that, I can't use it. But can I use it? Yeah, I can use it. I could easily plug it in and then, you know, let it like power down, power on, power down, because it does not have the proper wattage to take care of it. Yeah, listen, I got an Amazon heat press, a 15 by 12 I purchased, a swing away. This thing has lasted me for like 7 years, and it's to the point where I've gotten automatic heat presses. Now it's just sitting there, wondering like, hey, Poppy, when you gonna use this bad girl? I had to tell it like, yo, listen, I'm gonna have to hold you out to somebody else. Know what I mean? So yeah, with all that said, let me fix this so you can see me. Yeah. So with all that said, I don't believe the hype. There's a lot of stuff I've gotten from Amazon. Literally, the majority of my shop, other than my, what's that thing called? Wait, I want to say it. Okay, pause, think about what I'm going to say. Other than my Ricoh EM1010, which more videos is coming, right? I have not purchased any, well, yeah. Majority of my machines that's in my shop, they are all Amazon. All of them. Other than the EM1010 embroidery machine, everything else is Amazon. With the exception of the, yikes, that is a big car trying to turn. I think that's like a 16-wheeler right there. Big boy. Woo! Yeah, other than EM1010, Epson 1400, everything else is Amazon in there. And you've seen how long I've had my shop, right? Oh, wait, my bad. I got to edit myself again. Other than the EM1010, Epson 1400, and Epson 7710, everything in my shop is Amazon. Oh, again, I got to edit myself. Oh, snap. Dang. All right, we're going to try this one more time, and then that's the last time. All right. Other than the HTV Runt, which that was given to me, by the way, by HTV Runt, really good company. And embroidery machine, EM1010, HP, no, that Epson 1400 and the Epson 7710. Everything else is, oh, damn it. I got one more thing. Oh, man. Okay. I keep forgetting I have so much machines. Oh, man. Anyways, the point of this is I have a lot of machines, and the majority of the machines I have are all Amazon. They're still here. They're still running, and we kicking butt. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to my heat presses, the majority Amazon. When it comes to my printers, the majority Amazon. So if you're listening to anybody that would say to you, don't go there, tell them not to go there. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's post something in there. Replace pen. All right. My guy Distinct Performance said, I have, I'm gonna have to drive before I cause any issues. All right, so I have mine for 4 to 5 years, and still it's still going. All right, if you follow manufacturer's instruction and maintain, it will last. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. All right, so let's talk about some benefits Okay, so I've been doing sublimation. I've been wanting to do sublimation for a very, 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 very long time on large format printing. Now, when I first got the HP T100, I should have done sublimation on it right away. But I'm glad I did it because that printer is great, but it's too smart for its own good. I was using the refillable ink cartridge, and that's part of the reason why I haven't posted that video about the HP T100 yet. But anyways, I was using the refillable ink cartridges. Everything was going great. The prints were coming out a little funny, so I said, okay, we're gonna do a maintenance check, so we can do a declog or print head check, right? Print head cleaning. That's what I meant to say. All right, print head cleaning was great. Everything was good. We good. We vibing. Out of nowhere, this thing starts giving issues. I'm trying to figure out why. And then I found out, just recently I found out, a lot of these printers, since they're able to update, what they're doing is when you're putting in non-manufactured ink into their system, they recognize that chip to be non-manufactured ink because they tell you, and then you press OK. And then they put a line, or the way it prints is a little bit fuzzy or messed up. And the machine is doing that on purpose to let you know, hey, I know you're not using my ink. You're not genuine in your ink. Get it? Genuine ink. But anyways, because of that, the printer, the HP T100, is not a great fit for sublimation capabilities because you're not able to use sublimation ink to sublimate. And when you're using a non-Epson printer ink, it tells you straight up, you cannot use that ink, but we'll allow you, but don't think your ink is going to be great or have high performance, right? So now I said, okay, you know what? I gave up. I said, all right. Yeah, I said, all right, you win. So the HP T100 has only genuine HP T100 ink. $200. What the ink? What the heck? But anyways, I have about three sets of cartridges, and because of that, I'm fine. I don't do that much printing on posters and such. I will be doing stuff for myself for the channel, and also banner for that's laminated for when I do go on, like, let's say as Acrorip wear to go sell clothing for my Acrorip wear brand, or my chocolate cold drip brand also to sell clothing. Oh, I need to stop saying it. So those are some of the things I'm gonna do with it: make posters, flyers, and cards, you know, so I can be able to utilize this printer to just do what it's meant to do: print, print on ink. I have no problem with it. I need business cards anyways, so I'll just do tutorials on it, on making business cards, and I'll do benefits on having a large printer compared to a small printer, because I have a regular 13x19 with regular ink, no clothing ink. That's my Epson 7310, also Amazon. It will be compared to the HP T100 that's able to do 13x19, but also the 24-inch wide printing. So we'll see how that goes, because I want to make cards to be able to utilize for when I do have those functions. for my different clothing companies, right? Or clothing brands and companies. Basically my apparel brands and company, right? So with that said, those printers are going to be utilized because here's the thing. When you're making cards, you need to make more than one. So I'm gonna be doing a whole lot of prints for those. So I'm gonna need those printers to just focus on just printing. Also, when orders come in, I will need to print a shipping slip, right? Not this, no, shipping receipt. I'll need to print the shipping receipts so they can make sure they have a log of everything they ordered in there. And then I have a dyno for my shipping labels that can be stick onto the actual package. So I have everything set, ready to go. And I'll use those two as just regular ink. However, I still want to do all over sublimation printing. For some reason, when it comes to funerals and loved ones, I make a killing on it. No pun intended. No pun intended. Therefore, I will still need a large sublimation printer. Can I do with a regular sublimation printer? Yeah, but that, man, my Epson 7710, sometimes she's just, she's a beat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna need a printer that can actually print without giving me issues. But at the same time, I want to have a printer that can do large prints, because with large prints, I can do multiple prints all at once, right? So if I get an order for 100 shirts, yeah, sure, the Epson will be able to print them back and forth for 100 shirts. Of, you know, prints, bam, there you go. But it's got to do multiple prints. And also, I want to do that all over shirt where you have the person in the cloud, you know what I mean? And just with the wording and all that stuff. And then the shirt itself becomes multicolored because of the sublimation ink. Like, I want to do that. Also, I want to do something else, which is a tie-dye effect without using tie-dye, because you can sublimate tie-dye design with a word, with a message. So I don't have to go through the whole hassle of doing tie-dye. I can just pick a tie-dye pattern and bam, there you go. So with that said, we're gonna segue to the Canon T-20. So I ordered it. Hopefully everything goes through and my card makes it happen. If not, then I may have to check what the holdup is and then reorder at a different time, because I have a lot of things coming through for the shop, so I can be complete and just focus strict on advertising, which is why the HP T100 is going to be heavily needed. Being able to make consistent flyers and handing it over to the post office to mail, so I'm able to get more customers, is going to be key. Or so I can reach more customers is going to be key. This year and next year, pretty much the focus is going to be on advertising. And now we have to segue again back to the Canon T-20. So the Canon T-20, let's about it. The image I have is an image of, I'll say a colored person that's holding the print. And when you look at that print, it's huge. It's showing you what a 20 by 150 inches can look like. And that's not even 150 inches, right? Which is about, I believe, 8 foot or something like that, 8.5 foot. So, and also you can do borderless printing with that printer. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I can only do 23.5. You can do borderless printing with that printer. Therefore, you have more ability to do sublimation all over, even more. Okay. Yeah, so the Canon can do borderless printing. It can also do 13 by 19 on its carrier tray, right? It has a 13 by 19 carrier tray that can hold up to 13 by 19 paper, or as small as, I believe, 4 by 6. So that printer can do a whole lot. It doesn't matter the paper size you put in it, but just the fact that it's able to do large roll of sublimation printing, it's key towards success. Now, when you're looking at all over shirt for sublimation, the numbers are just ridiculously high. It can be anywhere from 35, and that's super cheap, to $50, you know. And if you want, you can even push it up to $65 for just one shirt. The shirt costs you, let's say, $3, right? $3, $4, $5, right? Whatever the size. That's if you're not getting it bulk. And then, so let's just say $5. We'll stay with $5, right? And the shirt altogether costs $40. No, $45. And that's a median price for a shirt like that, right? So $45, right? For the total image and everything. Like I said, the shirt costs you, to buy the shirt itself blank, is $5. Image, ink, let's say ink costs you 50 cents, right? Because it's all over, it's a lot of ink. No, let's say $1, right? And you're only doing the front. Now, you taking your, let's say your art fee is a certain price or whatever that's included into that, right? Let's say your art fee is like, I don't know. Usually what they say, if somebody's designing something for you, when you, right? Up to, let's say, $1 in ink, $5 a shirt, that's $6 plus the $10, that's $16. So $16, right? Plus the labor, $16 plus the labor. Let's say you say, I don't know, $4. So that's $20 altogether, right? So you're gonna take away 25 bucks, and that's basically profit after all those labor and everything gets added, right? Just in case you have to pay somebody or something like that that's doing it, right? So now what you have is a well-designed shirt ready to go, all over sublimation. Now, why are you charging so much? Sublimation, a lot of people don't realize, If you pour bleach on that thing, unless the shirt fade, the color won't fade. And I say that because if the shirt is made with poor quality material, the material will fade before the ink fade, because what the sublimation ink does is it dyes into the shirt permanently, embeds itself into the core of the shirt. Every fiber that has sublimation ink is dyed. So it's not just on top, it's the whole. So usually a thread is like a round thread, right? The whole circumference of the thread is dyed. The whole circumference of the thread is dyed. Wherever there's sublimation, that's where the thread is dyed. So it becomes a permanent fixture on the clothing, which means that person can have that shirt 20 years later. If they take good care of that shirt, that print is going to look as vivid as it did in the beginning. As a matter of fact, sublimation has this thing where if you sublimate a shirt, the first wash gets it a little bit more clearer. The second wash, you have a perfect image. And then it stays like that for the rest of the shirt life. So this is why I really want to bring this printer to the shop. Let's say I decide, you know what? I really don't want to worry about screen printing, DTF, white toner, or even embroidery. I just want to sublimate. Somebody hit me up like, hey, I want a tan orange shirt with a design. Here it is. And the background is tan orange. You know what I could do with that image? The background, I can leave the image the same, but blow out the background of the tan and orange or whatever, right? And then sublimate the shirt, a white shirt, white sublimated shirt, polyester shirt or 50-50, whatever. I can have that ink, that background be the shirt color. I don't have to worry about purchasing any color because I can make the background the color of the shirt. So now I can have in stock only white shirts. I can have multiple stacks of only white, 50-50 or 100% or 60-40 sublimation shirts. Polyester shirts. This is a game changer because I no longer need to limit myself when it comes to apparel design. Yeah, I no longer need to limit myself when it comes to apparel designs. Again, I don't need to limit myself when it comes to apparel design. Why? Because I'm able to basically have whatever color I want on the shirt. Because all sublimation does is add a color, whether it be an image or a solid color on the shirt to dye it. Like, sky is the limit. Like, I can even make it, right? So if they want tan on top and what did I say again? Tan and burnt orange, right? They want tan on top and burnt orange on the bottom. I can make it so, like, let's say they say, you know what, I want the whole shirt like that, right? Now I can be like, okay, cool. So you want it all over? Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, this is a specialty, so I'm gonna have to charge you $50, right? Because I'm gonna have to do the extra work to now do the artwork, so now I can have the back tan and burnt orange, and then the front tan and burnt orange with the image. Now it becomes an all over shirt, but it becomes a special shirt. Why? Because that is a certain shirt that's available to everybody and able to make it. Now, the only time this will not work out if somebody says, I don't polyester. Then you're like, yeah, the answer is no, so I cannot provide that to you. I can see have that shirt available and I'll add the image on it. But if they, unfortunately, there's nothing else I can do for you. Case closed. You know, case closed. Nothing else I need to do for them. Case closed. And that's it. We keep it moving. So this is why it is close. It is key for me to be able to get this printer. And why I list this printer as one of my must for this year, because this is a game changer. A game changer. A game changer. Now, I have a video on how to tile with Sublimation. Basically, what it is have a print. You go on a either you go on Adobe Illustrator, Corel Draw. I use Corel, and that video is Corel Draw. So it's up to what you want to use. You can use the old version, the new version, it does the same thing. But the main point I want to try to get, a large size, like 24-inch wide by, let's say, 24-inch wide print. All you need to do is tell the printer you want it tiled. Okay, what size are you printing? And then you just put 11 by 7, 11 by 19. And what it will do for you is it will literally put segments on the image. When it prints the image, it will print it with like a slight borderline, right? It won't remove the actual image size or distort it anyways. It just allows you to do that so you can glue on or tape on the other image once you trim it and connect it to create a whole image, top, bottom, side, you know, side to side. Now you have a full image, and you can make it as big as you want, but the bigger you make it, the more paper it will ask you to print, and it will tell you how many pages it will print also when you do sublimation tiling. So do you need to buy a large printer? No. But if you are buying a large printer and you're like, you know what, I really can't afford the F570, but I still want the capability of the F570, there's gotta be a way. This is why YouTube exists. This is why YouTube exists. When you want to do something, you go on YouTube, you search it, you see it, and you do it. There's been a lot of gatekeepers, right, that's been holding information. Why? Because companies are not reaching out to them, and because of that, they're not able to give you the full vast amount of information that you need when you're searching to get information on what you need. Now you're being told, hey, and these companies are smart, man. They're smart. They're really smart. They said, why beat the game or complain about the game when I can join the game, right? So what these people have decided to do is this. They decided to go to a lot of us who are content creators and shut the game down. Before it used to be, hey, let's convert these printers. Now it's like, yo, get this printer right here. It'll do all the work for you. I mean, that's great. But if I don't have a couple thousands lying around, right? I mean, how am I supposed to get things done? At least show me like, hey, convert this printer. When you're done converting this printer, save all your money that you made off of this printer. And if you need to add a little bit, wait a little bit. As you adding it on, it's going to multiply. And then get yourself this printer. Like, for example, right? I don't care. I'll name mention. There's this thing out there called white toner, right? This kind of out of range of what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna get back to the Canon T20. Now, when it comes to this printer, white toner, you don't really necessarily need to use a specialized, I'll name drop, I don't care, Creole printer, right? Because I don't have it. Unless they want to give it to me and let me test it out, then I can a little bit. I'm still gonna tell you like, yo, this is how you can do so white toner without this printer. But this printer makes it a lot easier for more industrial need and for less of waste of time, right? So if you want to do white toner printer, this thing is easy. Get yourself, what's that thing called? Forever Flex Soft A and B sheet. Get yourself a laser printer that will print color, right? Go to Ghost White Toner website. Find out what kind of white toner they're selling, and they sell different toners at different prices for different printers. Find out the price that you like and you can afford. Buy their white toner. Once you get your printer in the mail, it will come with toner cartridges. They're usually startup cartridges, but you'll still get a lot of prints out of them, right? And then once you get your white toner cartridge from Ghost White, or even Amazon is selling them. I agree to a point. White toner does suck, but it depends how you use it. If you decide to use white toner and you're adding low pressure, right? After you're done with the marrying sheet and all that, and you're adding low pressure, it's not going to be as durable because it's not really going to stick to the clothing as it should. But I will say this. I had an order of pockets that came in. I had the choice of DTF, or I could even told them, hey, go with a white shirt. Well, I can throw sublimation for you. They said they wanted red. I said, okay. Now here's the thing. When you DTF on red, the ink of the red will create what's called a dye migration. And because the ink is so soft, it will absorb the red ink. So DTF we're still in the question because you can use black powder, but what the black powder does is it kind of mutes your image a little bit unless you dump an extra white on there, like you make the white a little bit heavier, and then you put the black powder on. It's not going to affect it as much, right? And even if you screen print on red, you can still have that dye migration, in case you didn't know. This is why it's good to understand your tools that you have in your hands. A lot of people don't realize, like, yo, why you have all these printers? Because certain printers will do things a lot better than this printer. So what did I do? I said, okay, dang, what can I use? Perfect. I went with the white toner. The white toner, the adhesive on the B sheet has a thicker property where even if there's a little bit of dye migration that happens, it kind of stops at a level and the image is still bold. That's what you don't understand about white toner. See, application for when you need it. You know what I'm saying, my brother? So when I use the white toner ink, print on that shirt, there was no dye migration. And by the way, it was a what do you call it? It was a polo shirt. And you know, polo shirt, usually they dye. They have dye blocker for plastisol ink. Yes, I agree with you. That's if you're doing screen printing, right? But the amount of shirt I was doing was like, I think it was like 10. And I'm like, I'm not screen printing this. It's, you know, even because it was a multicolor and the colors faded into each other, right? It wasn't like a gradient color. It just faded. And when you have ink that's fading into each other like that, you have to be really good on screen printing to be able to do that. And majority of the time when you're doing screen printing, it comes as like little tiny dots, and they wanted the image to be solid, exactly how they want it. So I said, okay, well, all right. So I had a couple of choices to keep the image solid, and I said, white toner. Man, that thing worked like perfect. Let me explain something. When I added that white toner image on there, you know that block tape feel that you get with white toner? People don't care about that. They don't even look for that. They just know you have the image there and it stays there, and that's all they care about. It's able to wash and it's still there. For us, we care about that, but this is what I was able to do. The same pressure that you use for the marrying process, use that same pressure to heat press it again the second time, and you'll notice there's a big difference. It feels a lot more on the shirt. And also, the T-seal, all it is a fabric, right? In my opinion. So use a shirt, and if you want a what's that thing called? Another sheet, you know, what you'll get is the white toner image will sink into the thread, and all you'll have is indentation of the thread only. Now, people don't know to look for that. They're just gonna think like, oh, it's dyed into the shirt or whatever. But when you do that, your shirt feel is a lot less papery, and it bonds with the shirt. So when you're washing it, the wash process increases. What time is it? Because I'm trying to see if I can mail my guy's thing. It's 2:22. I start work at 3. I could do it, but am I gonna wait in line? Wait, let's see. I get there 2:30. I wait in line 10 minutes. Because over here the mail is a little longer, so I'm looking at 2:40. By the time I leave, it's gonna be like around 2:50. I'll have only 10 minutes to get to work. My friend, I'm gonna have to mail your stuff tomorrow then. All right. So yeah. Yeah. So, like I was saying, when it comes to that white toner process, it all depends on who is doing it and who is teaching it. It really can be done. And also, when it comes to the marrying the white toner, I know what I'm talking about, white toner. I'll just make that tomorrow. If I do a live tomorrow, I'll just do a white toner. I need to throw a video out there. So yeah, so when it comes to the white toner, you can make it have that hand feel that's nice if you want, but you gotta know the proper technique. And that's why a lot of people tend to say white toner is horrible, it's not great, it has a block feel. Guess what? When I did that, number one, I put my heat press at, I believe it was 135 degrees, right? Fahrenheit. I set my timer for 70, but it's best to do it between 80 and 90 seconds. Now you're gonna say, oh man, that's a lot of time. Yeah, if you want to have perfect marrying process, right? And if you have a large heat press machine, like you have a 15 by 15, right? Yeah, if you have a 15 by 15, you put two 15 by 15s. I mean, if you put two pieces of paper that's 12.5 inches, right, wide, two of them together, that's 15 inches, right? So that means you can put two 8 by 8s together, right? I mean, that'll give you 16. Oh, my bad. My math is horrible. That's 25. But anyways, usually it's 8 by 8, and you're not using all that 8 by 8. So this is what I get for trying to focus on a roundabout. But anyways, so 2 by 8, two 8 by 8s is 16, right? You're not using all that 8 by 8. You're using 7.5 inches by 7.5 inches. That's with a small sublimation printer. I mean, white toner printer, right? And then it's not even, so it's like 15 by 11 pretty much is what you're using, right? And when I say 11, I'm talking about like 11 long. So at the end of the day, you can put two Can you hear me now? All right. Yeah, good now. Okay, cool. Let's see, is this thing? Yeah, it's thing. Okay, if you do, okay, so 60 seconds equals a minute. 60 minutes equals an hour, right? So if you're able to do 60 seconds, you're able to do, let's say 60 seconds, right? Because you put at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that, right? To give you a nice amount of heat. All right, can you hear me now? Yeah, man. Green Energy Gems, what's good, player? Yes, we can. All right, what's going on? I left just in time so we could shake and bake some talking. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so back to that whole white toner thing, man. Like, a lot of people say white toner suck. Look, listen, white toner is, if you know how to properly do it, it is more efficient. And I dare anybody to challenge me. It's more efficient than not sublimation. Sublimation is just on its own. Then vinyl, DTF, and I don't care what you say, DTG. Right? And I'm gonna tell you the process because I do it. The only thing I haven't done is DTG, man, because I don't want to. Right? All right. We're gonna go with DTG. Before you even get a DTG print, a lot of people don't understand that spray that you're spraying on the shirt is the same thing as the powder. All it is liquid glue. That's all. It's liquid glue. And Once you put that image and you heat press it, it becomes one. That's it. Right? So to get DTG, first get a DTG printer, right? You're looking at the cheapest I think you can get. Let's say if you go to Amazon, $5K plus tax, maybe around $5,600, right? That's the cheapest. Most expensive, you're looking probably in the $20K or higher, right? Now, you tell me, with that starting point, would you want to do a lot of work with this printer, or do you want the shirt to just be presto changeo? I mean, you tell me, right? So on top of that, you have an expensive printer, right? Which is gonna basically be, maybe for some people, if you're not living in New York or California, you're looking at several months worth of rent or mortgage payments. Maybe even 6 months worth of rent or mortgage payments. On top of that, I'm gonna read your comments soon. On top of that, ooh, I am good for time. On top of that, you have to buy extra accessory machines to complement that machine to make your job a lot easier. So you have to get a pre-treat machine, $3K pre-treat machine. You lucky if you get one for $1K or even $500. You lucky. Now, can you do your own pre-treat? Yeah, you can. You have to purchase again one of those wagon sprayers or whatever you call them, and then you have to spray a mist on your shirt. On top of that, you have to heat press it, and sometimes you may have to buy a heat press that's a little bit more efficient for your printing needs. So you may be looking, because sometimes you may have to buy a brand new heat press machine, right? Let's say you go cheap, $500 on Amazon, right? So now, on top of that, let's say you're spending $5K, right? You're probably looking around $15K worth of investments just to be able to print a shirt. And then, it's not like the shirt is gonna do all the work for you. You gotta do majority of the work. You have to heat press it just as, no, actually more times than you would white toner. When you put the pre-treat, you have to heat press before you put it in the machine, right? When you're about to, after you put the image on there, oh man, parking lot's closed. Okay, after you put the image in there, you have to do what is called let me hang out here for a little bit. Because if not, I'm gonna be going inside the parking lot. I'm gonna lose connection, and I want to finish my thoughts. All right. So you have, okay. You put in the pre-treat. You have to spray it. Make sure it's right for the right size. That's DTG. After you're done, you gotta put it on the heat press. Hover a little bit so it could dry up. Heat press it. You have to make sure you see steam coming out so all that moisture can come out of the shirt. Sometimes you may have to heat press it twice. Some people recommend you always heat press it twice to make sure every single what do you call it?
moisture is out of the shirt. Then you throw it onto the heat the DTG machine. You let the DTG machine do its thing. Usually for just that one shirt, I think the slowest the fastest I've seen somebody make a shirt is probably 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, maybe. And I'm guessing on that because that's what they were saying based on what I saw. Usually it's longer, depending on how big the shirt is and how big the image. I feel you. You like DTG. Now when the image is done on the shirt, first it has to lay down a white, then it has to lay down the image. If you get a dual DTG head, that's more expensive, but it'll get the job done a lot quicker because it does it simultaneously, right? Now, you have to take it out again, put it on the heat press, hover on it. When you're hovering on it, you can't automatically heat press the image because what happens is if you do it, the ink is too loose that it'll just... So the best solution, you hover it so the ink can dry up a little bit so it solidifies. And then once it does that and you check it, then you heat press it and the shirt is there. So now it's gone through the heat press once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Finally, it's ready. Now you gotta do it all over again. Come on, man. Come on. Now, when it comes to DTF, right? Image is printed. You sprinkle that powder on there. After that, you throw that sheet in the oven. Let it bake a little bit. When it looks like onion, like it gives you a look of onion, not an onion, an orange. It gives you like a look of an orange, like the skin of an orange. Once you get that look and you see it is solidified and the adhesive marries onto the ink, now you put it on the shirt, right? Heat press once, but guess what? You're adding heat twice. Heat press once. When you're done, you remove it, heat press again. So that's 3 times. 3 times heat is applied to it, right? Now, when you're looking at vinyl, it's the only time you only add heat onto it twice. A lot of people don't realize vinyl already come coated with its own adhesive on the back. So when you cut it out, that's why you cut it out in reverse. And when you put on your shirt, the adhesive side is going on the shirt, right? And then you need some between 250 to 325 or whatever you want on there to be able to get that glue to get loose enough so that it can bond with the fabric, right? So you finish cutting it out, you put it on the shirt, heat press it once, remove it, and then you have to heat press it a second time. Those are people who are very certain this is what they want and this is what they like, right? They like that look of the fabric bonding with the vinyl. That's what I like. If I don't see the fabric while I'm looking at the vinyl embedded in, I gotta heat press it again, right? Now, when you get to white toner, you don't need no special software. Only if you want to remove out the white background, or if you want to remove the black or whatever color is in the shirt that's opposite from the shirt. I mean, that is the same color as the shirt to give it a more hand feel. You could do that. Same thing with all those different methods, right? Even vinyl. So now you have it printed. Once it's printed, it goes through the heat process what, 3 times, I think. So the first time is to marry the B sheet onto the A sheet. You remove it, it's perfectly done. Then you take the A sheet that has the glue and everything's all set with the background, you put it on the shirt, you heat press it for a second time. You remove it, the image is there, everything is there, it checks out. You heat press it again and you're done. That's it. That's it. So now, what a lot of people tend to say is this: oh, I don't like white toner because it's too much on top of the shirt. It's too much on top of the shirt because you're not applying the proper amount of pressure. You have to put a, what's that thing called? That's that. You have to apply, basically take a shirt that's like a practice shirt you're not using, cut it out into a square, put it on top of that white toner image when you're doing the third heat pressing process. When you put it on top of that, throw a silicone sheet or regular paper on top of that, heat press it with that high same pressure you married the sheet, and it embeds into the shirt, and it feels as if it's not even, it feels the same as sublimation. Not sublimation, it feels the same as actually a little bit better than vinyl, a little bit better than, no, almost the same as DTF, maybe not as smooth as regular DTG done correctly, but it's not that much if you're doing it correctly, right? So that's my take on white toner. Now when you get to what's that thing called, sublimation, that's on another level. This is why I need the Canon T-20, because with the Canon T-20 there's no hand feel. This thing is so magnificent. It's well done, and on top of that, you don't have to worry about the different colors of shirts, because you can actually create your own color and make it as a background of the shirt, and you can do it front and back. All right, now let me read these comments, give my boy a call, my guy a call, and we'll get back to it. All right, cool. So we got save performance, save it for another day. All right, cool. Will do. Your mic cut out. Okay, that was before. Can hear you. Okay, that was before. Good now. Cut out. Okay. Check your mic. I think you need a charge to charge it. Okay, cool. I feel you. All right. Now, oh, no voice. And then my guy cut in and said no sound. All right. Oh, cool. I didn't know I could do that. Okay. The Stink Performance says yes. Yes, we can. I would have to get a white toner to try it out. I got a video coming on that pretty soon, just for you. Maybe a company would like me to review. Hint, hint, LOL. I feel you, man. The same form says, yeah, DTG is nice, but very expensive and high maintenance. Yeah, like something that expensive shouldn't be that high of a maintenance. You know what I mean? I like DTG, but in all fairness, they do make pre-treat. We call it apparel. I'll say apparel because I'm trying to say all the different apparels and I'm not. Anyways, they do make pre-treat apparel that's sent to you, but it has to be sent and used within that time frame that is sent, because if not, moisture is going to get, moisture creates mold and you can have a moldy shirt, right? I like DTG, yes. And then that was me with a pinned comment. Yeah, man. All right, cool. If you're here, like and subscribe. Hopefully you get that printer in. If not, then we're gonna keep trying. All right, like, subscribe, Levi Apparel, and that's what's up.